has been happening, and again, with which we need to be very careful about things which we do, things which we publish. So yeah, before coming up for the institutional review board topic, another very important thing which I want to say, even say for example when you are giving public speeches. In early days of Obama's presidency, when he was campaigning for presidentship, what he was doing, he was basically quoting what Massachusetts governor has already given in some of the previous speeches without actually citing his name. Institutional Review Board in India, particularly in context of as a publisher, why we need IRB. So in Indian universities, IRB is not so well developed. Most of the Indian universities, IRBs are not well developed. So the only places where they are developed, or you can say they are relatively well developed, are places which conduct some kind of medical experimentation, number one. Number two, or those institutions which get foreign funding, or where faculties regularly get their publication in foreign journals, especially in European and American journals, where IRB is very important. And in only those places you will find why it becomes very important, because those journals will not accept your paper until and unless you have given up, or if you have come up with those standard of that IRB permission you have. Otherwise, those journals wouldn't publish your paper. So what is institutional review board? Just see somebody from the setting, something is happening over there in the screen. Please. Those sketch pens are coming up in the screen. Or somebody might be moving the mouse and those things are happening over there. Okay, anyway, so institutional review board, how we do that, why it is important. So institutional review board oversees the review researching into human participants, and it is when you are publishing your work, you have to take permission from institutional review boards, or when you are, say for example, writing your proposal, you have to take publication from the institutional review boards for getting your research published or starting your work. What are the functions of IRB? IRB is there to review the welfare, rights and privacies of human subjects. IRB has the authority to approve, exempt, disapprove, monitored, or ask you for modification in all the research activities that you are doing. Board, IRB board, each institution has IRB boards. So IRB boards at least should have 5 members, of which some of them should be from outside the institution, who are not directly linked with the institution, or they are outside the institution. Okay, somebody has come up with the question, what are the responsibilities of institutions and publishers in promoting ethical conducts in research and publication? See, what are the responsibilities? So, say for example, the first and foremost responsibility is to look into these issues, right? About whether the research which is conducting is going to harm or invade some human privacy or not. That becomes important. And obviously, see, when we talk about from the point of view of publishers, the example which I gave, Lancet or Nature, any publication, they earn their reputation. Why? A publication earns their reputation because they are publishing the very best in their field. That is how a publication earns their reputation. And if something falls within the crack if the publication is not able to come up with misrepresentation, ghostwriting, and incidents like that, obviously then what happens, the publication loses its what you would say is reputation, its stellar reputation. So ethics, what is ethical? We discussed it till now, that what we understand by ethical. Basically, ethical means we should not steal, we should not lie, we should not do something to harm others. This is basically comes into a broader domain of ethical or ethics. So whatever research you are going to do, the way you are going to do, you should see that those things are not practiced by you, right? That those things are not practiced by you. See, there was this entire list, especially in India, what we call as, if I am not wrong, that those are called piracy, right? Intellectual piracy or pirate publications. There are publications which comes up that you have to give money to get published. You have to give money to them, only then they will publish. Those are pirate publications, right? Those are aware of you. Then there was this entire research done, that how many of those journal articles, they would, some journals would come up with name sounding very much close to some of the popular journals, and then they would ask you to publish. So a lot of things I will come up when I'm when I'm in the question answer session. I will come up some of them. But yeah, so when we are talking about IRB, we are talking about academicians from the institute as well as legal experts and other experts outside the institution who must be part of that IRB board, especially somebody from NGOs who are, say for example, if you want in sociology, say again, if you want to interview child researcher, so things you should do and things you should not do. So those are the part which becomes important functions of the IRB. Okay, and then if you look at the purpose is to minimize risk of the subjects who are going to be part of the study, make the researchers aware of what is considered as ethical and what is considered as unethical while doing research with human subjects. So these becomes the primary purposes of IRB. So over here, I think I will take a break. If somebody, you want to type your questions, you go ahead and type those questions, and then I will start answering them one by one. Professor Manisha, is that okay? They can type the questions, right?
Yes, type, or they can also ask.
Okay,
they can ask or type, whatever is comfortable.
Yeah, because there are a lot of participants, and if they start asking, maybe...
No, yesterday also there were very few questions, although we would like this session to be interactive, and all the participants are faculty members, so maybe if there's some suggestion or something that we can interact, we are all colleagues here. So if somebody can not only question, if somebody has a point to make or you want to add to the discussions that we are having today, so please go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Ma'am, so I think they can also speak in Hindi if they want.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Actually, we chose to take English as some of the participants are from, various parts of the country. Okay. So I'm not sure if everybody is comfortable in Hindi or English. So whatever suits the participants, they can also raise their issues here or whatever. So please, if anybody has a question, you can unmute. Yes, please. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I have a question. Sir, how to know our published book is legal or not?
Thank you so much, but please identify yourself, because see, I don't know. I'm not able to see everybody, right? So, um, how do we know our published book is legal or not?
Yes, sir.
Well, as a student, I would say, normally in Patna, we have lot of books sold from Gandhi Maidan, and some of them are basically photocopy of foreign books. I'm not going to that. And then there would be regular raid. While I was in masters, I remember there used to be regular raid in some of the presses where they would be publishing books without paying any royalty to the author. I mean, some XYZ book they have been copying and getting, especially in today's world where you can get PDF copies of books, publishing them becomes very easy. So I think your question was not in that line. Your question was more on the line: how do we know whether your book is what you'd call as genuine or not? See, in right now we have lot of softwares. As I was in part of my initial introduction, I was saying, as a student, how would I go to the Patna University and see that some of the yeah, let me stop my. Just a minute. Yeah. So, as a student of Patna University, when I used to go to the library, I used to see that some of the thesis books have been PhD thesis have been torn this way or other, and then I got to know that, say for example, not to name universities, but Madhepura or somewhere others, they would come, students from there would come and just photocopy those theses and change the cover page and have submitted their PhD thesis and got PhD thesis like that. So yeah, at that time technology was not there to get hold of that. Even now, where we have to take plagiarism report, especially in subjects where scholar is reading that his or her thesis in Hindi is not that strong because softwares have not come up. But remember, your publication is going to be that book is going to be online, and when it is going to be online, maybe you can escape. Nobody is going to be bothered. But the day when that thesis becomes a source of your employment, or because of that PhD thesis you become somebody, there will be somebody who is going to look into your thesis, and today or tomorrow, because once it is online, it is always going to be online, right? So maybe not now, maybe not 5 years or 10 years down the line, 30 years down the line, you are going to get caught. And there have been numerous examples, especially in India also. There have been examples where vice chancellors have been caught that they have stole their work. In US, I for sure know that people have to lose their jobs when it came out that they have written something in their CV which was apparently false. And because your CV is online, people knows. If I am claiming, say for example, I have written this book, then obviously that book is there in the market, and people will see to it where and how the things are. But obviously, again, when I am saying that, see, there are societies and